So here's my update after 1 month of having a hair transplant. So if you haven't seen my previous video, my hair transplant guide, do check that out because it goes through my journey of getting my hair transplant, the FUE follicular unit extraction in India. So I had my transplant done in India on March 7th. It was the Sunday, the first Sunday, I believe. And so it's been about a month. Right now is It's Friday, April 5th. So about a month. And the here's what I've noticed from then till now. So the hair has started growing in more, and it's you can definitely see it. So if you look right here, you can see that like the hairs are growing. But here's how you can tell they grow vertically. So if you look here very carefully, the hairs they're all growing vertically. And so my barber told me that that's how he knows that someone's had a transplant because they don't grow like in like a wave or like a flow like like how other like natural hair does. They just end up going straight. So that's the main difference I'm noticing. Second thing is that the redness is still there. Like it's been there for at least a month now. So like if you see right here, right, you can see the redness here compared to uh, here. So like this is where they transplanted all of the new hairs, and so they did that here too, but it's not as noticeable as up here where it's much more dense. And then same thing if you look at the back, that's where they extracted the hair. Like I don't know if you can see that, like that, right? So that's where they extracted the hair from, and there's still a decent amount of redness there too. Like it's definitely noticeable. Let's check it out from the other side. So it's not like it's like invisible. Like people can definitely tell. So the other thing is that I've had my first haircut. So I had a fade done here and like here too. And so the thing is that if you look at the back here, it's still a little bit off. Like it's darker here than it is up there just because it's more dense up here than up here. Also, what compounds the results is that I had an SMP, scalp micropigmentation, done like a year ago. So like a lot of this darkness up top is actually like tattooed ink. It's not like actual hair itself. So I think that will take time to uh, grow. The next thing is that I have noticed some shedding. So this is part of the hair transplant phase where it take basically your hair grows back. They say about like 4 to 6 weeks, and then it'll shed, and so all the transplanted hair falls out, and then it grows back again. And so I have noticed some of the shedding. Like if I like whenever I shampoo or like a conditioner in my hair, like I don't rub it hard, but just like dab it on when I put minoxidil on. I noticed it then too that the shadow the hair starts coming out, right? Like I noticed it on my hands. So that is I don't. I mean, it's either that I'm removing the hair from the follicles and like damaging it, but it's been about a month, so I don't think that's the case. I think it is like part of that shedding phase, and I do think that the follicles are implanted in there. So, obviously not looking forward to that. And so what I'll have to do is correct I'll have to make sure that I'm getting haircuts throughout that time so that way it still looks good, right? Because then when it sheds, I'll probably have to get another haircut too to make it even. So that's the other thing I've noticed. And then last thing that I can think of is it still feels like weird and almost like numb on the top of my head. Like it almost feels like the anesthesia is still there, if that makes sense. Like I know logically it's not, but it just feels very numb. Like 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 when I touch my head, like it feels like I don't know how to explain it. It feels kind of tender, like slightly. So like I don't want to push it hard because I don't want to damage the follicles. It doesn't feel like this hair is fully part of me yet. It still feels like it's like foreign hair as opposed to like, like my actual hair. Like this I can rub pretty pretty easily, and I don't feel any problem doing that. But like this I don't feel like touching hard. It feels kind of numbish, but also like tingly sensitive at the same time, like very, very slight, like a 1 out of 10. Yeah. So those are the main differences I've noticed. I have been taking my medication consistently. So I take my finasteride. I dropped down to just 1 milligram. I don't really see much of a benefit going above that. I was gonna go up to two, but now I'm just like, why don't I just stick with the 1 milligram, right? Uh, is to stick with to purely I know what the evidence says, and so sticking with the 1 milligram, and then also doing the minoxidil as well. So I've been putting the minoxidil foam on at least, I mean, twice a day, ideally, at least once a day. I do it once a day. And so the nice thing about the foam at this stage is that before, when I had longer hair, I'd put the foam on, like there's no way it was actually hitting the roots. Like it was just getting stuck in the hair. And so I just switched to the droplets. But like with this, like I can actually put in the foam and it'll stick throughout. So that's what I've been doing. That's the update I've noticed. So what's going to be next is going to be a month two update. It's going to be the shedding phase. So I think that'll uh not looking forward to that, but it's part of the journey. I have the big social events I have coming up. So I have I'm going to LA in about a month, going to Nintendo World in August. By end of August, the important one is that by end of August I have a wedding. My cousin's getting married, and so I do want to make sure, ideally, that my hair has grown back by the time my cousin does get married. But, that's out of my control. All I can do is just go with things. So, yeah, stay tuned for future hair transplant plant videos. And so if you like this kind of video, then feel free to subscribe to my channel. It's all about leveling up and self-improvement, and the things that I do day by day to level myself up. So, yeah, talk to you later.